Congressman Byron Donalds joins me now. He's a Republican of Florida, serving his state's 19th congressional district since 2021. His district represents much of southwest Florida. He serves on the House Finance Committee and GOP oversight. You can follow him at Rep. Donalds Press. Congressman, welcome back.
It's good to be back with you, Julie. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing? How's Florida?
Oh, listen, Florida's beautiful, obviously. Best state in the country.
Indeed. And you, possible gubernatorial candidate, feel free to declare your intentions on this show.
Well, Julie, listen, we're going to talk about the present, not the future. That's what we're going to do right now.
All right. Well, let's talk about a teeny bit of the past, that House spending bill that just got through. How did you feel about that mess?
Oh, I didn't like the bill at all.
No.
I felt that, no, I didn't. I felt that, we, as a team, didn't walk in with the best negotiating leverage. And I think people look at the bills and say, oh, how could this get done? You really have to look at the process before you get there. I felt we shouldn't have done the last continuing resolution. I felt we shouldn't have done that one to extend it out to the March deadlines where they finally were passed. I mean, I felt that we should have told the president and told the Senate that you have to have major changes with respect to border security if you want to get a dime for the federal government. And I think that that's where most voters are. Obviously, the border continues to remain wide open, but the government is not going to be funded through October 1st. So I feel that there was a missed opportunity there.
I mean, in your time in Congress, have you ever had regular order, Congressman?
Actually, we were having it under Speaker McCarthy, and that's something that was negotiated. We negotiated that. There was a process where House Republicans, regardless if you're a Freedom Caucus like me or you're a Main Street Caucus or a Problem Solvers Caucus member, we were all working together as Republicans to find out what the bill language was, what the policy set was that could unite us all. And it took a lot of work, but we did that together. And we were pretty effective, and we were moving through regular order. I think, as we got down the line here, that's when regular order kind of got abandoned, and we have to get back to that.
Indeed. From the outside, this Congress looks quite dysfunctional, and I wonder if you're concerned that voters may punish the Republicans come November.
Well, I often tell my colleagues, don't overthink what's happening on Capitol Hill. Just do the right thing. If you try to look at every decision through the vein of are the voters going to want us back or not, then you're going to be making decisions out of fear. Mm-hmm. I think the House's majority is going to be predicated on Donald Trump and his success, very little on what's happened on Capitol Hill over the last couple of months.
What about I want to talk about Trump in a sec, but the speaker fight. Marjorie Taylor Greene says she gave the speaker a pink slip, but I feel like she doesn't have a lot of allies in that.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of members who are going to be supportive of it. Having gone through one speaker fight already, I don't think there's members who want to do that again. Look, I just think it's really about Mike Johnson, helping him get in the best position possible. We have a couple of things we got to do. FISA, we got to do that. Farm Bill, we got to do that. And I just think that we have to get a lot tougher in our negotiating stances with the Senate and with the White House.
You mean act like a majority?
Yeah, but I mean, look, the part of that is acting like a majority is everybody's got to get on the same page. And I think right now we have members who are in their various factions, if you will, not understanding that the only faction that matters is saving this country. So we got to get on the same page. I think the FISA bill that's coming up to reauthorize FISA with serious reforms that prevent the FBI and the federal government from spying on the American people, that's a great place to get back on track.
I've been talking to members, Congressman, in the past few days about a possible upcoming vote on foreign policy, foreign aid, and whether or not there could be some border security attached to that. What are you hearing, and what would you like to see?
Well, I think the speaker's trying to figure out what the sweet spot is. My view has not changed. I think when it comes to Israel, we need to go ahead and pass funding for Israel. There are concerns that Joe Biden would issue a veto threat on helping Israel. I would say I dare him to do that because helping our number one ally is what we're supposed to do. Secondarily, when it comes to Ukraine and other issues, the border has to be secured. If Joe Biden wants money for Ukraine, that's fine. I understand that. But secure our nation. Let's make sure our home is taken care of before we're taking care of every other nation's borders. And people will say, well, why is Ukraine different from Israel? Well, it's very simple. Israel's been our ally for decades. So you help your friends. You take care of your friends. Ukraine has been a situation that's been dicey for the last 2 decades. If you look at the track record of Barack Obama and now Joe Biden, they have allowed the Russians to engage and incur the Ukrainian borders multiple times over their presidencies. 12 years, and it's a disaster. So Joe Biden, if you want money, secure the border. And I think if the border was secured, if you reverse course, then you would easily see a Ukraine package move off the House floor.
Congressman, you have Haitians arriving in Florida, fleeing the terrible situation there. What's the best way to handle that?
Well, first part is, and this is why this disastrous border policy by Joe Biden it's really messed up. Because asylum is what you do for countries like Haiti that are just been completely destroyed by anarchy from inside. That's what asylum was supposed to be, not this catch-all for anybody who just wants to be in the United States. So the first part is you got to secure that border. It goes back to the same core issue. Second point is that we are going to have to, hold people, detain people while they get vetted before they come into the United States. In Haiti, barbecue. I can't believe that we're talking about somebody running a country named Barbecue. Yeah. But anyway, that's the dude's name. They've released all the prisoners out of the Haitian jails. So the Haitian jails have been empty. So who's on these boats coming to America? No, I think we need to detain people. We need to hold them for an extended period of time until we do a thorough vetting, not the foolish vetting that the administration likes to do. And then people who do qualify for asylum, I do believe they should be able to come into the United States. But it's got to be orderly, and it has to be full vetting. The third piece of this is that there has to be some restoration of order at Haiti, and that's working with the United States and working with our allies in the hemisphere to bring order back to that nation. I'll tell you this, Julie, this would not have happened if Donald Trump was president. This is now the 11th United States embassy we have had to abandon under Joe Biden. That's unconscionable. Nobody's ever heard of anything like that. But this is where we are.
How are you going to be spending your district work period?
Actually, talking with voters, seeing people, doing a couple of just impromptu visits, which I think voters sometimes like. Actually, there was a group of people that were in town. Lawrence Taylor was here. So I had a different event. I stopped by the event at the last minute. A couple of realtors that I know were sponsoring tables. So I just walked into the event at our local hotel here and, just talked to voters and just said hello and took pictures and really just spend time listening to what's going on in their world. Tell me how things are going, how's business going, how's family, and really want to know what's actually happening on the ground.
And what'd you learn from them?
Oh, this inflation's a killer. When I talk to my restaurateurs, I mean, they're trying to find a way to keep it going. One of my guys, he told me the other day, he goes, that the price of meat was up 10% last week alone. The price of meat. He runs a barbecue shop. Oh. So the price of meat is up 10%, which means his prices got to go up. It squeezes families. It squeezes people who are just trying to put food on the table. So the number one issue people are talking about, disinflation. Disinflation has been devastating to so many Americans, people in my district and around the country. And they talk about the border as well. Obviously, in South Florida, we're not dealing as much with the border crisis, but we still have to deal with it. But this inflation down here has been it's been a killer.
Congressman Byron Donalds is a Republican of Florida, serving his state's 19th congressional district. You can find him at Rep. Donalds Press. Thank you so much for joining me.
No problem, Julie. Take it easy.
Take care.